Oh, fire sign. We're losing our torch. Good thing we have some smoke here. Are you running out of steam, fire sign? Is that what's going on here? Hello and welcome in. This is going to be a reading for fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, who are dealing with narcissists in their life. Okay, so this may not resonate with everyone, but it will resonate with those who feel their messages here and understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so take what resonates to you, leave the rest for others, or walk away entirely if you don't feel like any of these narcissists belong to you. Okay. I feel like we're honing in on one in particular. I did a pre-shuffle before I started because it's a long process. So Aries, Leo, Sag, I do want to let you know that I'm aligned with love and light and God, and I'm here of service of the greatest and highest good of all of you guys. So thank you for allowing me to be of service in this way for you. Narcissism is nothing fun to deal with. And although people may or may not have diagnoses or whatever, I'm not judging anyone. Some people have difficult personalities, and you know exactly who this might be in your life, okay? Or you wouldn't be watching this video. So let's talk about this. This is the first card to come out for you. It's from my real life Oracle deck, Telephone. Hello. So this indicates gossip. Someone who likes to be seen, likes to be heard, likes to have all that first information to tell everyone with the shock value and surprise. Okay. These are the narcissists in your life, and you might love these people. Okay. Or still be in connection somehow at work or at home, in your community, in your family, and maybe someone close to you or someone who not so close, who doesn't live with you. Okay. It's you let it land where it lands, but this person likes to be the one with all the juicy details. They like to share that information around. They might even be deceptive. They might lie. They might stretch the truth to really make things pop or to stir the pot, even because that is what they're comfortable with. It's a manipulation tactic and it's a control tactic. I share all this information and get people to feel the way I want them to feel. Watch the surprise. I have control over this situation and this person, etc. I feel like it's the way that they feel powerful and how they identify themselves in the family, the friends group, the work group, whatever this could be. So what I want to say with this telephone card is that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire sign, you might share information with this person. It may be appropriate to do so, but it may not be anymore. Okay, so using your discernment and keeping important things close to your chest and not sharing them with those people in which you question their loyalty or their integrity here. Okay, when it spreads a little further or it distorts from the actual truth, this person has a hand in that, but so do you by sharing it with them in the first place, someone you cannot trust. Okay, so I know that's like one more eggshell that you're going to be walking on top of, but Spirit is saying strongly that, you're providing ammunition of sorts, and then they're twisting it around and using it to your disadvantage, okay, or to receive the glory or the shock value or whatever. So who is this narcissist and what can you do? You already have a good idea of what they're up to, right? You should have a good idea. You've got the Queen of Swords who shows up. That might even look like your narcissist. It may not. It might not even be a woman. This doesn't make or break, but this is someone who is patient and cold. Okay, the emotions are tucked away. This person's clever and strategizes and watches. Okay, but the emotions are tucked away. They're making logical decisions based on what they see. They're gathering information, and they're calm, cool, collected enough and patient enough to wait until the time is right to use it to their advantage somehow, or to use it to harm others somehow. Okay, so this is someone who plays the long game here, someone who feels like they're smarter than everyone else, someone who feels like maybe they're even above the law. Okay, so I can see that here. They are playing the long game. They are waiting for their ships to come in, watching as things unfold to make sure that it's going exactly the way that they want it to go. It's very manipulative, very sticky. Wounded energy here. Okay, and this may not be an elder. This could even be your child, your adult child, or another family member, or your mother. It could even be a dad. Okay, I'm not excluding gender or whatever. I'm feeling it, the collective here. This may or may not be someone that you even feel any kind of allegiance or loyalty to. Okay, but for whatever reason, you're in this scenario where they are taking the lead, or they have assumed a leadership role, or they feel like they're in control or have a say so. Okay, do they really have a say so, and how much do they really need to know here? I feel like they use whatever they can find, this information, what they see, what they witness, what they hear, what they can ask and gather from you, or others that are connected. They use that to their own advantage and their agenda. Okay, so squash that bridge entirely by not sharing any information with them that is unnecessary. It takes courage to do this. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Okay, so I feel like there is an aspect of fear. Maybe this is like someone you care about and you don't want to let them down. Maybe this is someone who's more of a hothead and you don't want to piss them off. Okay, maybe this fear is entirely your own and you just don't want to confront someone about a big old scary conversation. All right, so I want to say to you that there are varying degrees of repercussion or consequence that you may be fearful of. If you are fearful of physical harm, then you need to go alternate routes. Okay, there is no confrontation or conversation that is necessary that can fix or heal things when you're afraid for your safety. All right, but I don't feel like that's the case here, but I can't predict that for everyone. So you've got to use your discernment to know if you are safe enough with this person to make something work or not. Okay, in the case where you don't feel safe, then the best thing to do is to back away, walk away, retreat, distance yourself immediately. Go to some kind of third party agency to intervene or help you, assist you in that way if you need that. Things can be replaced. People cannot. And the damage that has been done is also, it's reparable damage. It's not always going to be that way, but if you're still living in the circumstance and the wound is still being reopened again and again and again, it's going to take longer for it to eventually heal once you're removed from the source of the wound, right? So I just need to say that, but I do feel like that is in the future. Okay, that the thing that you're afraid of doing, the conversation that you're afraid of having, even the withdrawal. I'm terrified of not checking in with this person. I'm terrified of not telling them my plans, and then I'm equally terrified of sharing because they're going to smite them down in some way, right? So I can feel how there's a lot of confliction, and it's up to you to decide how to face this fear in the healthiest way for you and your situation. Okay, but I need to say that it's usually the one that you don't want to do, right? That's the biggest, scariest thing, and I don't want to have to do that, but that's exactly the one that's going to remedy the situation. It's going to rectify things for me. So having the courage to step outside the box and away from the narcissist, even out of communication, not asking for permission, not asking for approval or validation, not sharing with them your plans, your hopes, your dreams, your joys, how you're doing today, because then they expect that you have an open door policy and you've got to tell them everything and ask their permission about everything that you decide to do. And that has become unbalanced somehow. Okay, so please take it as it resonates. If it resonates with you, hit the thumbs up and let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Over half of my viewers are not even subscribed. Do you guys not like me? What's going on? All right, so subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let me know how it resonates if it does, and find that courage to speak up and share your inner voice and distance yourself and have your own agenda without sharing it with this person who may even share it with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and slander your vision, right? And so throw salt on your manifestations. I see that here, to encourage you to keep in line and in the box where they like to have you. It keeps them comfortable. So vision is the card that fell. No matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving, just universe. And I feel like this is to your disadvantage because you also see this person this way. And you feel like to stand up for yourself or to act in these ways that I'm telling you is harming to that individual, because you see that they, need love as a child of God, just like you. However, there's a limit around this that has become blurry and it's unhealthy. All right. So this vision card is encouraging you to love yourself first and let the universe deal everything else out. People are allowed to be upset with your choices. People are allowed to disagree with your lifestyle. That's okay. That's why it's yours and not theirs. Okay. Now this one came out, but it was reversed. That means something. That means something entirely different. Cause and effect. Reversed. This is encouraging you to recognize that you have released yourself of any responsibility from this. It's only the bondage that you feel that keeps you tied to, well, I can't make a move or do this choice or speak up or take this action without that cause and effect of this person, narcissist, getting upset or creating more problems or saying something or trying to negate my progress somehow, right? Or to knock me down a peg, whatever. That cause and effect, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they get upset. It doesn't matter if they try to knock you down a peg. It doesn't matter if they don't believe in you, if they want to belittle you and shame you. It doesn't matter if they crumble into a ball and disappear, if you're going to leave them. The reality is what they do on the other end is their business. It always has been. Now you get to decide what you want to do and what you're okay with. And I feel like being okay with your own actions, regardless of how other people feel, because their feelings are their own and feelings pass. How many times have you sat with negative feelings that you didn't want to sit with because of this person? Way too many times to keep putting them first in your life, in your heart. Okay, so Spirit is saying the cause and effect is not your problem anymore. The vision of your future, the courage that you have to be yourself and to speak up and to say these things and to not to worry about other people feeling bad. What is wrong with feelings? Somewhere along the line, we picked up the idea that feeling bad is a horrible thing and we had better squash it out of anyone right away. All right, no crying. You're sad. Come on, sweetheart, let's play a game. Let's have an ice cream cone. Okay, where do we think these horrible habits of coping came from? Now we're eating our sadness and we're stuffing our feelings and we're repressing these conversations that we deeply need to have for fear of making someone else, for God's sakes, uncomfortable. Big, scary, uncomfortable. Well, even discomfort just passes right along, right? And people come to an acceptance of your boundaries when you allow yourself to have them. This shows who you really are. This protects the integrity of who you are by not submitting or relinquishing or giving to the will of other people's energies. That's what I feel here, bottom line. It is a boundary issue. There is healing to be found. Number 66, you got 2 cards from this deck. Now check this out. 66, healing. I love this. It's blue. Blue is the communication center, but it's also kind of like the vision center as well. So I like to see this card as visualizing the healthy outcome that you desire to see, communicating on that wavelength frequency and embodying that energy. Okay, that's how you're going to get there. The 66 is a divine number of love. All right. So spirit, angels, God wants to be a part of this, wants to step in, but you've got to call on God and say, look here, God, I've got some things going on that are kind of out of my hands and I'm afraid to pull away. Can you please help me find peace? Can you help that person find peace, right? Whatever this may be that you need. Spirit is offering it here for you if you'll just ask and embody the energy and the faith and the hope and the belief and the trust that it will happen if it is divinely meant to happen. May God's will be done. Now, the other card that you got is number 63, parenting. Look at these 2 cards. This whole narcissistic relationship feels like somebody is the parent and someone is the child or vice versa. This whole scenario feels like an imbalanced dynamic or role in relationship or something that is completely oversteps its bounds. Maybe I am the parent and they are the child, but they're an adult. Maybe we shouldn't have such an open door policy on this kind of relationship, or maybe someone is acting like they are superior and someone else is inferior. That is not the way to find healing. Healing is balanced and fair. This parenting reminds me that that's not what's necessary here. You need to parent yourself, and they need to parent themselves. And sometimes this means separately for a while. I feel like embodying your healthiest energy is your own energy, and you need to parent the inner child that is reacting through this narcissist here. Who do they remind you of? Who do you wish that they didn't? I feel like you need to cry for yourself and hug yourself and love yourself through what that may have been in your life. And recognize the same hold that this relationship seems to have over you, but you are big enough and strong enough and smart enough and well enough to do something differently this time, to protect yourself in a new way and not give in to that same old pattern that's rearing its head in your life yet again. This is a life pattern. It just so happens to be in this person, in someone that you might care about deeply, someone that you respect, or someone that you wish respected you. It's very obvious that they don't right now because you've relinquished power and control to them so many times. How can they respect you when they step all over you? They will learn to respect you when you disallow that, or when you step on your own path in your own space and disconnect and don't allow them the room to do such a thing. It's up to you. I'm not your mom. I'm not your boss. You will find whatever happens here, parenting your inner child and recognizing how this kind of ties in and finding healing in the timeline through that area is what Spirit is saying here for not just you, but for everyone involved. All right. Because that other person is coming from a place of woundedness, right? Whether you created that wound or not is not your business anymore. There comes a time in everyone's life where we got to stop shouldering the blame on everyone else and looking here. And I know that you want to look here, but you're looking here for their stuff too. They need to look at themselves for their stuff. And you look at you for your stuff now. You're not still harming people. Now, you got freedom horse. Wow, how beautiful is this? Taking off like a freedom horse in whatever direction you choose, allowing yourself the openness to expand here beyond whatever. I feel how the cause and effect of sharing information with this person might dash your plans and keep you restricted, confined. And I feel how it's important not even to ask for permission, not even to ask for permission. Okay. Not even to, it's not their place to provide that to you. Your soul is your permission. All right. So this freedom horse is about you expanding your horizons outside of this situation, allowing it to be who you are in life now, because you don't have to be restricted by any of this. I feel like it weighs on you in your off time. And that is how it becomes such a deep part of your life. But if you shut it off when you're not in connection or communication, like deal with that person when you have to. And when you don't have to, put them out of your head, put them out of your heart, do other things that really make your life meaningful and bring you joy and activate you. And you will see less and less of those kinds of low vibe, snarky patterns rearing their heads in your life. And that doesn't mean you're going to see less of the little blessings that might come along with that. Okay. Because I can feel how this may be a little bit of a double-edged sword, but time moves by. Life passes and things change, and you know how to be grateful for your blessings here and now. But don't let this kind of energy overshadow your other moments, okay? And I also say, this says you're changing, you're moving in new ways, new directions, maybe away from this. Maybe you're moving a different location, different job, taking some kind of vacation. Maybe you are just running, okay? And it's really healing and healthy for you. You have the knowledge and the wisdom that you need for the rest of this journey. Okay. The owl medicine says you are the wisest. You do know. You don't have to keep referring back to that person who has you in some kind of a habit of checking in with them to see whatever, so they can disapprove and feel like they are so much more knowledgeable and superior. But that seems to be the epitome of their identity, right? That's where they find their power. How sad is that? You have freedom and power that is so expansive that they just want to take some from you often. And it's up to you to flip that cause and effect and not give it to them. That is what I have for you, Aries, Leo, Sag, fire signs. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you want to connect with me on a private level, my links are in the description box. And give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. I send you all the love and all the blessings.